What's up, everyone? Welcome to the all-new microtransaction. I guess it's just a microtransaction episode. There's no extra episode. This is just a microtransaction Xbox showcase presentation thingy that we're doing. But it rolls right off the tongue. It's
Technically,
technically what?
the it is a reaction. We're talking about a reaction to the Xbox showcase.
Great point. That's a great point. Joining me today, as you heard, as you see, it's Chris. I have Chris with me. He's over to my left.
Ooh, X gonna give it to you. We gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. Oh, Liquid, what a phenomenal show.
Yeah, great showing from Xbox. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked it more than I thought I was. 'Cause I went with low expectations with good reason. But I'm glad I came out feeling a lot better on the other side.
Redfall who?
Yeah,
bro, that's in the past. We don't care about that anymore.
You see that's
in the rearview mirror.
We'll talk about that. That's one of my points of conversation I want to talk about here. So we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, overall, I just want to get just initial thoughts. You're excited, Chris. Like what? We'll touch up on some of the games, but what is your just initial reaction?
My initial reaction, honestly, all jokes aside, I'm like, there was a little bit of dip when you're talking about the Sea of Thieves, the Fallout 76, and I forgot the other game. Well, I guess it was like it dipped there, but other than that, this is a phenomenal show. The show is supposed to make me excited, answer some questions, and make me hopeful for the future, and it did all three.
Yeah, it hit on the marks. Like those games that you mentioned, it seemed like because the way that the show was displayed, I guess here is like you got your games, and then they close out with Starfield for like the last last hour. So it's an hour of games, an hour of Starfield. That first hour of games, like you said, the first half of it, banger after banger, it felt phenomenal. And then like you said, it seemed like it started taking a little bit of a dip towards the second half, and then they just bring it right back up with Starfield. I think that was the right way to put this show, because like you get everybody excited, and then you dip a little bit, but then you bring up the excitement again. So you start on a high note and on a high note. I think it's beautifully done. So great there. I loved a lot of the games that I saw there. I got a list of some of my favorites here that we're going to talk about, which is awesome. There were some that were missing. It seems like more people were concerned about them than I am, as far as some of those games.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to talk about those now, or what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's go right into it.
So, like we went over Perfect Dark, for example. Perfect Dark didn't show up. And no, I'm not a big Perfect Dark fan or anything like that. That doesn't really I know there's people out there that are dying for it, they want it, but that doesn't really matter to me, I guess, if I don't see Perfect Dark. I was a little disappointed with not being able to see more of that Indiana Jones that we've been supposed to be getting a long time ago or hearing something about, but we've got absolutely nothing. So I wonder if that's just either in development hell or just canceled altogether. But is there anything else? What else did it not show? Oh, Contraband, was that one of the Contraband?
Contraband and Gear 6.
Oh yeah, people were expecting Gear 6 for some reason. I don't know, was there any reason behind that?
It's been enough time since the last Gears of War came out on technically last gen console.
Yeah,
on the original. Yeah, it's been a long time. But going with a new engine and Coalition going through, possibly making a new game while also making the Gears, I think kind of just. And all the real world stuff in between that happened during all this madness.
Man,
so I think people were like thinking Gear 6, and I'm like, it's like I might expect the splash screen as something next year,
right,
or a trailer, but I did not expect to see it. And I think before we get into like the Perfect Dark of it all, because to me that was the big shocker. I thought that was going to close or end the show.
Oh really? You thought it was that big a deal where it should close or end?
Perfect Dark is that big of a deal.
Gotcha.
Like people like a lot when Xbox really started hitting the stride of the 360, and like obviously before then, I feel like it's like people really dig it with the stuff that's going on. People want to see some gameplay. All we saw was that one trailer. I don't know if it was last year, or the year before. Now you see nothing about it. Essentially, like in a couple of years, it's worrisome. You're like, I'm not seeing it. Why am I not seeing it?
Right.
And I think part of it has to do that it's not ready, and I obviously forecasting all the issues with Redfall. I think it's part of the reason. Like, it is not a banger. I think Phil probably cut a bunch of things from this show. Actually,
maybe.
I think after the debacle with Redfall, it's like, if I don't have a date with it, if it doesn't look like it's not coming out in 2024 or a big title, I'm like, it's not happening here. We can't fluff it up.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the Indiana Jones game,
Hmm.
it's just like it makes you think like, well, we may have saw that way too early.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think so. I think the same way that we probably saw that title particularly early, and that's why I was like these games that we were able to see here. They a lot of them got dates, and I was surprised. I was surprised that we got dates because of the history and stuff like that. Especially after coming off a PlayStation showcase that had barely any dates. So yeah, so it's definitely refreshing to see. But yeah, that's more the concern. Like I said, I'm not too concerned, especially after what we did see in this show. So I want to talk about some now. Let's turn on some of the games that we did see. Let's talk about the exciting stuff, right? They started the show,
Let's
so
go.
and we're not gonna touch over every game. We're gonna touch some of the big games that got us excited, that tickled our pickle here, and that's gonna be we're gonna start with Fable. They started off the show with Fable. The trailer was awesome. It was in-game footage, and yeah, it I think it hit like it's supposed to. Turn 10
Yes.
did a phenomenal job from what it looks like here. So, what do you got to say about that?
Yeah, no, just more of the same. Look great. They got I think the guy who was supposed to be Jack or whatever for the
Yeah,
Beanstalk thing,
they said
like
Dave. I think was his name.
he's an actor,
Uh huh.
and I was like, oh, cool, they got that guy. I'm like, I've seen him before, and I'm like, I can't think of what his name is. I think it's a continuation. They're nailing the tone. It graphically looks amazing, which at the time when Fable did came out, people loved the way it looked and all that stuff. I know it seems crazy now, but
Right.
people did like the aesthetic that Fable gave off, and I think it's just more the same. I have no reason to think this won't be an absolute banger, and I want to see more of it. I want to see moment to
Same.
moment gameplay with the HUD and all the doohickeys and doodads.
Yeah, I do want to see how it plays, how it yeah, just overall exactly. I want to see the same thing. Never been a Fable guy. Like I played Fable 3, I think is what it was, or Fable 2. I'm not sure. I beat it, and
Wow.
it was good. It was fun, but just people speak so highly of Fable. I'm not in that category. But from the little bit that I have played, yeah, it was great. It was really good. So hopefully they knock it out the park. Turn 10's a great studio. So yeah, you bet. Another one that they showed here. I want to get this one out the way here because I didn't feel like we didn't get to see too much gameplay of it. It was just all CGI, and that was Star Wars Outlaws. Looks awesome. Looks promising. They're continuing with the Star Wars trend of another female-led character. No, I'm kidding about that. That's a joke after we got Jedi Survivor. But anyways, um, but no, I mean, it looks like it could be cool. It's called Star Wars Outlaws. It looks, I guess, very Han Solo-y type of stuff is what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Like Rad Tad group. So I'm assuming we're gonna hear more about it tomorrow during the Ubisoft showcase. But what did you think? Anything stood out? There's not really
No,
not much, but
I thought the idea looked intriguing. It's like, hey, what's the deal with this universe without the laser swords? Let's really dive into it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I like the trailer enough, Ubisoft. Let's see what you got tomorrow.
right, exactly. I'm excited to check it out. Yeah, for sure. I want to talk about here. Let's talk about Hellblade 2 because that's the one that I probably got most excited about. Hellblade 1, I played it, I beat it, I loved it. All right. Hellblade 2 was the one thing. If you ask me what I'm looking forward to about this showcase, Hellblade 2 was that game. I wanted Hellblade 2. I want to see what that looks like, what part 2 is like. And so far with a little bit that I've seen, even from however many years ago till now, it looks cool. It's very trippy, very just head casey, like just in your own head, and it just looks like it's not gonna disappoint. I want to see more gameplay of that. Want to see, and I just want to play it really.
Yeah,
No complaints here for sure.
I think it's good. I wonder how it like does against a broader audience. But I'm like, I love the tone it set. I love the way the game looked.
Right.
Like honestly, I was watching it with the headphones I'm wearing now and hearing it from both sides, and it's like I feel like it did a good job of drawing you in because not much was happening, but a lot was happening, and I'm like, yo, this is what's going on right now, and I feel like it was a perfect way to showcase that game, and it makes me excited, and I want to dive into that world.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because it's one of the cooler features of that game because you hear people's voices a lot back and forth. That's how they indicate which way you're about to get hit from if you can't see behind you. Very little HUD. So yeah, dude, if they could just keep that same style 100%, which there's no reason why they shouldn't, but
Yeah, I agree.
let's move down to let's go to Yakuza. Let's talk about the new I guess it's not really Yakuza, but Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. We see the main character butt naked on the beach. He's in America. Life is confusing. What is happening?
It seems like someone had a little bit too much sake. But no, it looks great. It lets you know more like a dragon. Yes, please. That
Yeah.
game was amazing. If you haven't already, go out and play it. You won't regret it. Tons of fun. and I'm happy there's more of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be cool. You know what I'm saying? When they brought the Yakuza titles to Game Pass, it was awesome. Just added more benefit to the Game Pass, added more value, and yeah, knowing that this is gonna do the same, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then I guess last of the big games here were Forza, another first party title. Forza looks amazing, dude. It looks awesome. It sounds cool too. I was telling Chris during the show, it's like it seems like Forza, whenever they're about to release a game, the stage they bring out that car and they put it on stage and they make it a big deal. And they do it every year, every motorsport, and it looks cool. One thing I did notice, it didn't have a number. It was just Forza Motorsport. I didn't see any number, no nothing like that. I don't know if they're just changing branding or not, but regardless, I think it still looks as cool as ever. Still looks as good, and they should just keep it up.
Yeah, I think it's just going to continue to hit the high bar that Forza Motorsports, the franchise, is going to continue to hit after this massive success of Horizon last. It was Horizon, right?
Yeah, Forza Horizon.
Yeah, Horizon hit last year. That I feel like more eyes are more on this franchise ever than before. Like I know I'm
Yes.
definitely going to download it. I'm going to try it out because when we did play it, I had tons of fun. And I'm like, you know what, let's get, and this is supposed to be the more sweaty kind. I'm like, let's get a little sweaty.
Yeah.
You know, what tires we running?
Right. No, absolutely.
What are these weather conditions?
And the customization, Forza's always been really good. It's yeah. They've
I'm
consistently
I'm
hit.
hyped.
Said you might what? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, I'm hyped. I'm super.
Oh,
hyped.
you're hyped. I got you. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's the games here. Now I really want to talk about the big meat and potatoes, the big daddy of them all. The one thing that they close out with, and they should have. They made it an hour long. I'm glad they did. They need to show this game off because this game needs to hit like nobody's business, and that's Starfield. Chris, give me something about Starfield. What has you excited? What like?
I am excited nervously.
Same. Okay.
The problem with this is it looks too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
You're waiting. I feel like I don't know whether it's us being conditioned as gamers that like, yo, when you see something so good, something terrible has to go with it.
Right.
Like it can't just work. Like I expect this game to be broken. Unfortunately, I want to be wrong so bad because I loved everything I
Same.
saw.
Yeah. Same. I feel the same way. Like from everything that they saw, like as far as like environment, like one of my biggest concerns about this game, which is the one thing I don't like about a lot of Fallout games, or is the shooting. I think the shooting is always a big problem. They show shooting, it looks solid, so the gameplay looks awesome. Visually, the game looks stunning, but yeah, like you said, as far as it sounds like it's just a very, very heavy task. Like when they first talked about like 1,000 planets, like we heard rumblings of this with No Man's Sky. Remember? Now, granted, I know indie studio, they don't have the same funds, but dude, we heard the same like these false promises that they gave us. Granted, No Man's Sky has fixed a lot of their problems, but in the beginning, that thing was terrible. That thing was garbage, and we know Starfield can't afford to do something like that, like come out with a shaky launch like that. So it definitely has me concerned as well, because like I see vibes of No Man's Sky, and then when you just see the history overall on some of the Xbox titles, like you mentioned, Redfall, it has me concerned, dude. It has me concerned. Like a lot, that's the biggest thing. I loved everything that I saw. It sounds promising, but the concern is still there. It's made me feel better than where I was going into this, but again, the concern is not 100. Not until I get that thing in my hands and actually play it and get lost in it. That concern is always going to be there, I think.
I see all the red flags that we just brought up. And you know what? I'm gonna shush those sons of bitches away, dog. Come on, the fuck in, dude. This game's gonna launch. You know what? Mark my words right now. Zero problems of launch day, bro. It's gonna work fine. I'm like, this could possibly be the 11. I said this game has to be at 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
And if this game comes out working, if it's just supposed to do a bare minimum of what it said it's gonna do, we're looking at a video game like no other on a scale we've never seen in gaming.
You're 100% right. I'm so concerned.
Nah, dude. You don't have to worry about. Bro, I'm here. I'm talking to Todd, bro. I'm talking to Todd.
Oh yeah, you got.
All right, and yeah, I'm talking to Todd. Todd's like, yo, Todd, I got worried, and he's like, nah, you got it, you got it,
dude.
Bro, Bethesda bugs a thing of the past.
That's my next thing. Like, that's a red flag we didn't bring up. The Fallout, the history of Fallout, the bugs, how buggy it is, dude. So,
But you raid?
uh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
I,
We fine.
I do want to go in there. I do want to be a space cowboy. I want to find an alien infested cave. I want to run out scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do. Yeah, exactly. I want to like just my robot's running out with me, me and the robot. That's what I want to do. I just, again, will Xbox and Bethesda allow me to do it? That's the big thing. So
The answer is yes.
I really hope so, dude. I'm stoked. I'm still excited. I still want it to happen, but but again, I'm still a little concerned. But again, still cool. So far we've been recording about 15 minutes or so. I want to talk about something else though. Chris, PlayStation had a showcase about a few weeks ago. Xbox had a showcase now. What? Give me a little comparisons. Give me a little. What do you got?
They're not even in the same like tier list of show. I know what you're thinking because we just saw the show. You're like, I'm trained right now. No, I'm sorry. We had gameplay. We had in-depth gameplay of the game that we were all looking and judging at. We had games that were coming out more or less this year. It made you have a reason to get Game Pass. Think about it, Liquid. The games are so fire. We're not even talking about the new console-ish upgrade that they even came out. We're not even talking about the Xbox Series S with 1 terabyte. We don't even care about that, dude.
Right.
Yeah, cool. It's black. Cool story, bro. Have you seen how we can be space cowboys? And then I'm like, with PlayStation, the only thing anyone really talked about was Spider-Man.
Right.
That was like, it seemed like there were a bunch of games that came out. And then I got to see Miles Morales and Peter Parker and Venom and all this good stuff. It just it's just nowhere near the same caliber. This is an I think I'm gonna say this is the best Xbox showcase ever.
You say ever? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say ever.
I can't say ever because I did when they first. I remember the time. I just want to think is when they first showed Cyberpunk during that showcase. I thought that was like their very best for me. I also like this showcase better than the PlayStation showcase myself. Like I just thought it had way better. Like when it comes to the quantity, like how many good games they had, I liked it more. I thought the PlayStation showcase was strong. But I feel like this one was just like really knocked it out the park, you know. And granted, I do Xbox needed a showcase like this more than ever as well. 100%. So yeah, so like if they had to throw a little more money on production quality or whatever they needed to do to make this showcase what it is, then they made the right call because they definitely needed it. But yeah, I did like it better. I like the games that they showed. Granted, yeah, sure, I love Spider-Man, and I'm gonna play that day one on PlayStation, and I do prefer like Spider-Man over. I would say every one of these games, maybe excluding Starfield, depending on how if it works. So we'll see.
It's gonna work.
Because at least Spider-Man and stuff like Spider-Man inside of PlayStation, I know the games are gonna work. That's all I at least I can. I don't have to have that concern. So that's the only thing that's preventing that step above where I'm like, this is the greatest show that Xbox has given us. You get what I'm saying? Again, it's just still that concern based off of so far Xbox is more. I'd say more recent history than ever within the past decade or so.
Nah. I say, you see, there's all those red flags. Just them away, baby. Because we're going to space. We're gonna be in space. We ain't even talking about space. Fuck.
Oh yeah, this was jetpack sex confirmed apparently. So we'll see.
Yeah, the thing is, and we're not even talking about how they left us. They left us on
oh, that's
with
right.
Space magic.
Space magic. Also, we were able to. The fact that what had me excited was when you could jump to another person's ship, when you could do the whole pirate thing and then board them. That's cool. I like that a lot. That's what really speaks to me. The whole sneaking aspect of it. I like the whole stealth, stuff like that. But yeah, the space magic, and then the accessories they showed off for the game is pretty cool too. The Starfield accessories, the controller, the headset, the watch.
Yeah.
The
watch looks all amazing, but you're forgetting the best thing about this entire show.
What's that?
Is George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, bro. Oh. And you're just out there and knocking
he was
out, bro. I can't wait to go like fade up a space bear. Like,
yeah.
What's up?
Just go punch all the aliens.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna punch me an alien.
I want to punch an alien and say, "Welcome to Earth."
Yep, but You son of a bitch, you're right, dude.
dude.
That's exactly how that's going down. Oh man.
All right, so Chris,
Oh.
anything else you want to share before we let the people go? Like any, so we touched on other games, we touched on the games that weren't there. We talked about PlayStation versus Xbox. We talked about Starfield. Anything else you can think of?
I never felt more bad for Mortal Kombat than I do right now.
Mortal Kombat comes out 2 weeks after Starfield. Chris was so excited for Mortal Kombat. You guys don't even know, and now he's got to make a decision.
Like I'm like I would be like, I'm sorry, I know we're wrapping up. Normally I'd be like, oh, 2 weeks is more than enough time for a video game. I'm like, bro, I think I'm still gonna be in the tutorial in this game in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, with your luck, Chris, it's probably gonna be a buggy mess, and they won't fix it till 3 weeks after, so you have time to play Mortal Kombat. I'm kidding.
No red flags. Bro, Bethesda.
Yeah, Chris is
$0.
He drank the Kool-Aid, bro. He's in. He's in.
And it is delicious.
Oh, that's super sweet. All right, I'm gonna leave you up per usual with love each other, take care of the be cool, and we'll catch you on the next one.